Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone again to a new live stream. Today we're going to be just doing a bit of a chill session, a little bit of a shorter stream today. We're going to be mainly working on some character designs and just sort of having some fun, doing some little drawings. Probably be about an hour or so on here. We've got a big weekend ahead. We're off to London to help my partner Rosie at an art fair. So there won't be a stream tomorrow, but we'll be back on Monday. And so what I'll do is I'll bring up what we went through maybe last stream, which was on Tuesday. We went through some of the pages from The Phantom Road, which is Jeff Lemire and comic, and we were looking at the character designs of these sort of zombie-esque characters here, and trying to work out how we can incorporate some of the shape language and sort of the interesting visual stuff from these characters into our own designs. And then we ended up doing a sort of final drawing, which you should be able to see on my socials. Speaking of socials, I'll just give a shout out to the Discord as well. We've got a small Discord community of indie comic artists. You can join, and you can share your own work and talk about comic ideas, share your artwork and various things as well on there. The link to that is going to be in the bio of this video. We'll close that one. And should also be posting sort of little clips and sort of everything from the streams on my socials as well, so you can always follow along there if you like. It's Callum.Gillespie, so my name and the name of this channel as well. So today we're just going to be doing a chill stream, just drawing some characters. Different characters would be good, and then if anyone has any questions or anything, just give us a shout using my the trusty cube brush here, which I've been using pretty much for all of these streams. I kind of love it, really. It's quite a simple brush, but also at the same time it can go up to quite a wide size and just block in a huge amount of shade in one go. I've been enjoying doing these digital streams as well, but I was wondering whether or not people would be interested in some more traditional artwork stuff. Maybe get some guests on as well for sort of talking about comics and different people from the industry. So if you have any suggestions or ideas that you'd like for future streams, or maybe even portfolio stuff, how people get sort of work in comics and started from there. I guess I'm not probably the best example for that, to be honest, because I kind of got in through making my own, which is probably one of the best way in the current sort of comic sphere is actually writing and sort of producing your own work, and sort of with all the opportunities with Kickstarter and various things like that as well. I think it's a really good chance for people to sort of just do it themselves and do their own work from there. Just making sure everything's all good with let's see, YouTube is not, just making sure everything's all good with the stream. It says it's not maintaining a good stream. If there's any problems with the views as well, you should definitely drop it in the chat, just so I can make sure that still putting out some good quality work. It says that we're a little bit low on our stream quality there, so if it is dropping, then do let me know. Try and see if I can speed it up, or maybe my internet will speed itself up at some point in time. Ooh. So yeah, just kind of warming up with this figure here. Not worrying too much about, just trying to get a bit more looseness into our figures and not worrying too much about the details, just trying to get some general poses that I'm liking down, and then work from there. And the sort of other arm is going out off this way, and maybe up to here. Oh, that's probably going to be a bit tall for this other section of the chest. And sort of down this way. These character poses. Always end up using Pinterest for a lot of my pose sort of stuff. Always ends up you get the same pose sheets over and over again. So kind of need to branch out and find some better places for finding my poses for this work. But yeah, we'll rock with it. It's just trying to get some warmth into my hand and a bit better shapes and stuff that you can design. Trying to think about drawing through that shape there into that knee, making sure that I'm not losing out where it's going to be engaged with those two hip joints where the hip bones are going to join the pelvis. Interesting also in this character, we've got kind of a classic where you compete or to get good posing of characters. One of the tips is to make sure that your shoulders and hips aren't both on the same axis. So what I mean by that is, I'll grab a different coloured pen here, that the hips are obviously in this direction and this plane, and then the shoulders are in this plane, and that kind of gives you a much more interesting pose. Say for example, I see if I can do this in a better way. I managed to, always on these streams I start on the wrong layer of Photoshop. I always end up drawing on the background and then have an absolute nightmare trying to sort this out afterwards. Let's duplicate this one just so I can manage to make a whole load of it. Having a nightmare with this one. Right, what's going on here? Come on, just inverse that selection and then, okay, perfect. So if, for example, on this character I was maybe rotated these two so that they're both sitting on the same axis, and then kind of corrected that pose. You can see how much less visually interesting that pose of having both the shoulders and the hips on a much more closer plane makes for a much more uninteresting and less dynamic pose, whereas on this drawing here we've got that very dramatic difference between the hip and the chest plane, and sort of adds a hell of a lot more visual interest to the overall design. No. All right, let's try and not have that. Cool. But yeah, I thought it'd be nice just at the towards the end of the week and sort of the hump of the week, I guess, to just have a bit more of a relaxed stream. Unfortunately, I couldn't stream yesterday because I was catching up on some work that I needed to do for Fruit, which is my own comic. Sort of finalising a lot of the character stuff and everything ahead of next year, and just making sure I've got everything ready and down for going away for the holidays and stuff, so making sure that everything is ready to go. It's nowhere near long enough a leg. We'll try and pose these ones out. One loose sort of figure. We'll go back to my, see if I can get some other figures down. Just as a little bit of a warm up. Try and maybe work out some little faces, just general little always end up doing those chins way too high. Went to a animation screening yesterday, which was a lot of fun. Oh, hey man, thank you very much. I hope your appointment goes well. And hopefully see you in some future ones. As I say, we're going to be doing these obviously weekdays, so hopefully see you at some in the future. And thanks for dropping by. Just quite like the shape of this reference one here. It's even kind of wider than that. This shape in. see how everything's going. I think the stream's managed to sort itself out a little bit, which is nice. A bit more of a stable connection than we had at the start. So apologies for that one. Right, let's down onto. I need to make a smaller brush size. I feel like I always end up using the same expressions whenever I do these little figure studies, so I need to definitely work on improving that. I always tend to just make these gormless sort of faces. Maybe he's got one of those little hay, chewing some hay. He's a farmer. Quite like that one. Maybe a bit of a bigger shape for the hood. Been trying to work out a way of getting some music on the stream actually as well, so maybe fill some of my dead air or boring monotones. But hopefully you should have some exciting streams next week. Got a lot of stuff planned for the show, which is going to be a lot of fun. Going to hopefully have some nice guests on the podcast. Well, on the live shows, and sort of treat it a little bit more like a sort of podcast opportunities. And hopefully that will mean that I have a little bit for everyone, because obviously you all will get very, very tired of me rambling on and on and on about different characters in my own comics. So it will be nice to have some different creators and different perspectives on comic making, because it is such a wide medium, I kind of find. So there's so many different ways that you can approach it, and so many different styles and sort of genres and stuff as well. So, I'm not sure what that one's. Right, put a new layer. This is one of my characters from my favourite video games. It's always fun to warm up with. I tell you what, I am no good at that style. It's definitely leave it for the mangaka. It's not something that I'm at all versed in. No, it can be like it never existed. Right. We'll to go for one more. You go for this really silly Dio-esque pose. Something. Kind of getting a bit Hogarthy with that one. It's crazy. It's going even higher than that. Whoa. Foreshorten. Arm. So they're doing here, they're coming like around and under here. And there's a sort of forearm shape. It's coming around like this and then going into the shoulder. Just then going forward into this shape here. Whoa, it's pretty spooky. Maybe something like this. Bit of a weird one. It's going to go down and then definitely shoot up. Hey Sparkles, how you doing? Is it your first time joining, first time chatter? It's good to have you. My name's Callum. It's a weekday sort of stream that I do about my journey making comics and creating indie comics and stuff. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Just got back for doing Christmas shopping today. It's that time of the year, and we're away. It's a little bit of a shorter stream today because we're away this weekend. I'm helping my partner. She's also an illustrator, and she's got a art fair this weekend in London, so I'll be helping doing that. So we'll be back on Monday after this one. Monday should be a good stream though. Got some exciting things planned. Try and do a bit more of a learning day on Monday, sort of studying from other artists and stuff, people in and around. So if you have any recommendations or things that you'd want to look at or study, you can always keep it in mind for future streams or this Monday coming. Trying to work out this pose. It's a bit of a warm-up. Doing some sort of character sort of stuff today, a bit more of a relaxed stream. Nothing too serious, just doodling, and welcome to doodle along and talk about your own projects. Have you got anything going on? Today we'll probably put about an hour-ish, about from now, about 45 minutes or so, but usually sort of go for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It depends on how much I've got to talk about. That's the, the real thing. I want to make it as fun and engaging a stream as possible. So keen to sort of, make sure that start off a bit smaller and kind of not, lose momentum, really, because I do think it's pretty tough. I don't understand how these streamers do these sort of 8-hour streams or whatever. I guess if you're grinding like League of Legends or something, then it's a bit of a different story. But yeah, it's crazy. So I'm definitely keen just to keep it at my pace and hopefully build it up into some longer streams in the future. I'll have you always tight with those ideas. I thought it was fun to do one of these really long creative streams, sort of like these people do 24-hour challenges, all that sort of stuff. But I think you got to walk before you can run with these things. So small steps, but trying to be here every weekday when I can. Just save this one quickly because I can show you. maybe show you some of the stuff that we've been working on in previous streams, where we've gone through different characters and stuff as well. So maybe I'll pull up what we've been doing this week, just to show you guys a little bit of what you can expect sort of on these streams. So on Monday, we went through a few pages from Batman. We went through Absolute Batman Absolute Batman issue 2, and did a page sort of analysis of that one. You can still see the VODs and stuff on my channel. But yeah, we're talking here about sort of shape language, and design of the panels and pages itself. And one of the cool things that Nick Dracota has done, obviously, on this page is laid out Batman in such a way that it pulls you the whole way through the page. And then we did this little study up here, talking about sort of the design and shape of Batman and how it's pulling you through the page. And then also on Monday, we went through another couple of pages from Paul Pope and his Spider-Man comic. So he did a Tangled Web comic. You should be able to see some shorts and stuff from that one as well going up. That was this one here. And we kind of broke down a lot about the shape language that Paul Pope was using, how he uses a lot of black work to help draw your eye with the inking. And then we did a little study, as you can see, with the Spider-Man's hand, because I just really love that panel. And I thought it was quite an interesting one because it's quite against the grain in terms of how you would probably lay that panel out. As you can see up here, this was kind of what our idea of what people would typically lay out a panel like this, and actually the panel that was chosen kind of goes against that. And I think a lot of it's to do with the sort of dramatic nature of the entrance of Spider-Man and how you kind of want to make it fight against the visual language of the page, so that it kind of becomes a bit of a surprise and a shock to the reader. And then on Tuesday, we did a couple of character sort of streams. I think I was actually working on some stuff for my own comic Fruit, which is coming out next year. And then on previous ones, we went over some character designs from let me see if I can find the pages. Yeah, the Phantom Road, which is a comic by Jeff Lemire. And I really liked the design of the sort of zombie characters. So we were trying to push anatomy a little bit, and work on that from that one. And I ended up doing a little drawing alongside it, which is this guy here, which was sort of just like a little character drawing that I did at the end to try and just work on pushing that anatomy, and improving our own work itself. And yeah, so that's what we've been up to in this stream this week. Today, as I said, is a little bit more of just a chill day, just working through some character drawings and just warming up. So I've got a little bit of more work to do this evening, on some NDA stuff, some comic under secret wraps comics that I can't share on the stream, but I kind of like the opportunity just to be able to warm up a little bit and spend some time with you guys and sort of chat comics where we can. This is quite a fun pose, this one actually. But also, if you guys are comic creators yourself, you can join. We've got a Discord. The link should be in the description of the video. It's just a little small community of indie comic makers. Thank you. Yeah, it's I say this one's quite a JoJo. I can see from your from your avatar that you're maybe a fan of JoJo, and I say it's quite a JoJo pose. I say it looks quite like something that Dio or something would do. One of the shows, maybe it's like a giant clock tower in the background or something like that. It does feel kind of like that. But yeah, no, I do like this pose. It's actually a reference from Pinterest, as always. God save Pinterest. Trying to throw in a little bit of anatomy into this one. There, going around. Hey, Christus. How you doing? Good to see you again. You're always dropping by for the short streams. Unfortunately, I haven't got a huge amount of time today, but just dropping in for a little bit, just to warm up before I've got some work on my own projects to be doing. If anyone you've been joining late, this little doodle here was talking about how to get more interesting poses from the hip shoulder angle. So one of the things that we are doing is lining up. I'll do it on a different layer so I don't screw up my drawing. So the plane that the hips are facing on is obviously in this direction, and the plane that the shoulders are facing is in this direction. And this sort of difference in angle between the two really helps to sell the more interesting pose. Whereas if we had something like this, where you had a straight angle and another straight angle, it just makes the whole image look a lot less interesting. Oh, great. Thanks, Sparkles. Yeah, feel free to share any of your work and stuff, or what you're working on. Yeah, I try and drop in some of the pages and stuff that we work on in the stream as well. And yeah, it's just like a good community that I'm trying to build, because I say it's one of those things where I feel like with comic artists, we're quite spread out all over the world, really. Had like Frosty joining from Florida this morning, and it's good to be able to say one of the massive things about online and all this sort of stuff is you can really find your people from all over the place. So always welcome to have you. Right, see what else is going on. Oh. And also, you'll also get to see on these live drawings how often I mess up my Photoshop, having the wrong layers and God knows what else. Oh, that's all okay. As I say, everyone's at a different point in their journey in art and stuff, and that's all good. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we did talk about how to sort of get dynamic figures and stuff. In the last stream, it was a question that got asked. I did actually mention that another YouTuber is David Finch, who's a lot more sort of well established than me. He's a comic book artist and has been for kind of the last 25 years. I would have said worked on Batman and Moon Knight and lots of big IPs, and he's got a lot of great videos about how to do sort of dynamic figure drawings and stuff like that as well. So I would strongly recommend his tutorials if you're looking to sort of pick up on that. But also, that doesn't mean you should be clicking away from this video right now. I'm only kidding. You can But yeah, he's got some really good ones about dynamic figure sketches and everything like that as well. Yeah, no, it's really good. It's more on the comic book sort of side, but yeah, as I say, it all kind of goes across to anything. If you're into more animation or manga and stuff, that's all the same skills. How long have I been drawing? In sort of like a serious capacity, probably the last 4 or 5 years. Might be able to actually show you where I started. I've got my sketchbooks. I think actually some of them are hanging around. But I started, see if I can switch my views. I started probably in around 2020, just sort of drawing, and then I went to art university, studied animation in 2021. So was doing that for about 15 months, a year and a half, and then graduated, and then sort of found myself back in comics, which is where I sort of all started my interest in art, and just started making my own comic stuff, and did a Kickstarter originally for Fruit, which then sort of got the interest of publishers, and that's it. That's sort of where we've been from there. But yeah, like I think this sketchbook might have been, don't know if I've written a date in it, but quite a while ago, probably about 2021, and did all sorts of little paintings of myself, and this is when I was traveling around Japan, and this is my girlfriend there, and yeah, I've been drawing for a while, but more in like a serious sort of capacity. It's a little dog. In a serious capacity, probably the last year, sort of professionally, or to make my own sort of comics and stuff. So it's a slow burn, but we always improve and always get better. I think it's one of those ones where it's probably never a point in time where you're unable to make some form of art in some capacity, during your lifetime. So I think that's one of the nice things about it as a practice, What about yourself? You been drawing long, or you say you're studying sort of figures and stuff? Thank you very much. Yeah, I can see if I can find something to show you guys on that one. My finder's down here. I can pull up some of the pages for Fruit, which is my own comic project. Not very good at arranging my files on my computer, though. That is the real challenge. It's like a bit of a Venn diagram. You can have one thing and not all of it. But yeah, so this is the first page of my comic. This is Fruit, which is a comic about a group of friends that are on the run from death, and then death is out to get them. So this is Cherry, who's the sort of leader of the gang, and she's sort of got a signature cat cowl on, and she's in hot pursuit, being chased through the rooftops by an evil spirit. So that's where the comics starts. And yeah, as you say, if you are interested in finding out more about Fruit, the best thing to do is either follow the channel or me on Instagram or all the social platforms, and post stuff about the project and how it's all going on. Yeah, no, I get you. I say I've been drawing all my life, but it sort of definitely takes some serious dedication to be able to it's sort of a commitment to a practice. But I think even like, I saw, I know that PewDiePie's got a lot of time on his hands, but he was doing sort of like 15 minutes a day, really short periods of time, but he made some huge improvements in like a year and stuff, which is really, really cool to see. So I'm kind of interested to try those sort of things in more of a capacity, like just small projects every so often, and try and learn something new. I don't have a Patreon yet, no. It's something that I've looked at, but I think something that I might start a little bit further down the line. I've got a bit more of a following and stuff. I think it's, the channel's quite small at the moment, and I think it's one of those things where it can almost maybe work against you if you're starting off one of these projects and you're kind of there like, oh, and you can buy this thing off me and these brushes and this course and God knows what else. And actually, I think it's just more about getting people who are interested in comics and interested in my work, really, rather than sort of starting down that way. But I think when I'm a bit more established in it and I've got a bit more that I can offer in terms of something to people, then I definitely think a Patreon would be a good shout. What sort of thing do you follow many other people on Patreon, and what sort of things do they offer on there? I've seen it sort of like video tutorials and kind of like Photoshop files and stuff like that for things, but kind of like behind the scenes. Maybe he's just quite a happy chap. Haven't worked out all of his, for some reason those eyes and that hair makes him look a little bit like Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion. I feel like if I gave him a proper Shinji look. I don't know, maybe this is a bad idea. I think don't want to rile up the Evangelion fans too much with shirtless Shinji. Oh yeah, I understand that, Sparkles. Actually, to be honest, one of the biggest improvements that I've made is through sort of a lot of the online learning platforms. So yeah, certainly things like one of the biggest ones is the Watts Atelier. I did a lot of their online classes whilst I was at art school, actually. Just sort of learning more about drawing and stuff like that as well. And the guy that runs that, Jeff Watts, has got some really good anatomy books, sort of following with Bridgman's anatomy courses. So I'd really, really recommend them. I think you can actually get those on Amazon, if that's available to you. And the really cool thing about that book is it's got little thumbnails to be able to like QR codes, and that pulls up like a little video of Jeff doing the drawings himself. So it definitely gives you sort of a really close approximation, I would say, to kind of being in the room with these people. And you can, they do offer like audited versions of their classes, which I quite like. So you sort of forego the teaching element, but it means that you're, like feedback element, but it means you can still attend the classes at a much cheaper sort of price point. So, I'd say there's a lot out there that if you want to have a look, and I understand that, art schooling is definitely a privileged opportunity. Just doodling from a reference as well there. The book's called What's on Bridgman, I think, which is really good for figure studies and stuff as well. So it's definitely worth checking out. And yeah, it's available on sort of online, I think, as well. So it's probably one of the better ones. Oh yeah, I can type it in. Give me 2 seconds. Let me grab a proper link for you, Sparkles. Oh, hey Jamie, how you doing? You dropping in? We're at a shorter stream today, just having a bit of a relaxed character stream and chatting. I've got a busy weekend ahead. What's on Bridgman? So this should... Oh, that would be my my partner. She's making jewellery for her market, so that's what the knocking is, or that's me typing on the computer, one of the two. But we are going to get a dog in the near future, in the new year, so there might be some more ruckus going around in the background. Oh, nice, Jamie, doing some more editing. Just had a couple of shorts and stuff that I've been editing that I've put online. It's always funny because I don't think Jamie does a lot of for the stream editing for a lot of the sort of well-known comic book channels that you might have been watching if you're interested, and he's obviously helped me a little bit on sort of how I should be doing my edits and stuff, and I'm trying, but I'm not quite there yet. One day I'll have my Mr. Beast moment with it, and it'll be all come together. But yeah, you can see my journey in posting and trying to work out how to do different. Yeah, I think they're doing all right actually. Did one today about, I think it was a Paul Pope one that went up today actually, with the Spider-Man hand that we were working on for that one. It was quite a fun one actually. Oh yeah, no, we would like to have a pet at some point, Chris. I think we're gonna look at a dog in the new year. Hopefully get a stream dog or something. Get a little green screen for it so it can appear in the corner for you. And then you'll all know where the ruckus is coming from. again what we were talking about there, which is am I off the always the way? Sorry, I always forget because I've got a big. Oh, is it? Ooh. Hopefully it might improve a little bit. I have been having a little bit of a trouble with the internet at the moment, so hopefully it looks like it's stabilized a little bit, so that might improve for you. But sort of just off doodling in the corner. Hopefully it's still not frozen for you, but yeah, let me know if there's ever any issues and stuff, and I'll try and always trying to improve them. But I thought I had quite a good internet here, but turns out maybe. Oh, hi Hannah, if you're hanging around as well. Rosie said that you might be joining us and hanging around. Yeah, I think I had a bit of a problem with the internet connection at the start, but hopefully it's all figured itself out. I've managed to ask the internet people, bought more of it. So yeah, probably going to be wrapping up here in a little bit. As I say, I'm away this weekend, so I won't be streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back on Monday for another stream, and hopefully next week we'll have a few guest appearances to try and add a bit of interest, so you're not all just hearing me yap for an hour and a half each day, talking more about comics and different creators and stuff that we've got that I've known for a little bit, so hopefully that'll be interesting. So yeah, tune in, and as I say, we do have the Discord as well for everyone if they want to share their own work and what they've been working on and everything there, which is just like a small community of comic book creators, and you can post your own stuff and got some opportunities to sort of bounce ideas off each other and different things like that. So if you want to join that, that's in the description of this video. Hi Hannah, how's it going? Recognize that name anywhere. Thank you for dropping in and supporting. We'll get Rosie to do one of these in the future. It's my partner. She's also a very talented illustrator, so can teach you all a thing or two. She said also a very talented illustrator, implying that I am indeed a very talented illustrator, which is probably up for debate with some of these drawings. Yeah, exactly. I think that would be a good opportunity for a live stream. Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining. As I say, we're I think coming to an end for today. As I say, I had to have a bit of a shorter stream today, so I've got a little bit more work to get on with my own personal comic, which is Fruit. That one is going to be hopefully coming out beginning of next year. So this is all the sort of doodles that we got up today. I'll be dropping those in the Discord, so you can just have a peruse and look at how bad they are. And yeah, this is the first page of my comic Fruit, which I thought I would just leave you guys with. So yeah, as I say, if you do want to support that project, keep an eye on my socials and stuff, as I'll be posting some more stuff about it, and hopefully as we get closer to it being released, I'll be able to share a bit more of the sort of behind the scenes stuff on here. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining. There won't be a stream tomorrow. As I said, we're away in London at Art Market, so I'll be helping my partner there. And then yeah, we'll be back on Monday, and hopefully have a few guests next week to talk all things sort of art and comics and stuff as well. So in the meantime, there's plenty of VODs and stuff of the older streams for you to catch up on the channel. We had a really good one on Monday where we looked at some comic pages and sort of went through some different pages for layouts with from Paul Pope and also Nick Dracota's new Absolute Batman. So worth checking those out. And yeah, thanks for everyone tuning in, and yeah, see you on Monday.